What's good with YouTube? You already know. Big Flacco with a comics reaction. We smash, dash, and react. Please hit the like, subscribe, comment, do all those things to help support the channel, and hit that bell notification one time for future fire reactions. As you can tell by the title and thumbnail, I want to talk about this current rap beef that you're seeing between the North and South and how it's escalated so fast. Now, let's look at it through this perspective first and foremost. Most of this beef started with two individuals in Southern California. You've had Boza for I swear the last year and a half talking smack about Northern California, about its representation, and about how the South is superior to the North. And I said it way back then that look, this is going to cause some friction and tension. Watch. The North, they know the North is not really supposed to engage or respond to situations like this, but eventually they're going to get tired of seeing it and witnessing it. And you're going to have those that are going to take a step forward, basically flexing on rappers from Southern California. Then you had Frank, when he came on No Jumper, saying F North, F them dudes and all that stuff, right? Adding to basically the fire, right? So after that, you started seeing a lot more activity from the Northern California rappers, man. Diss tracks, track after track, heater after heater. Okay, and basically inviting any type of issues anybody wants, they can get it. Now, the rappers from up north have also been talking smack and whatnot, so it's not just one-sided. But it all started basically with individuals from down south. And see, here's the fucked up thing about it, right? Is that neither one of the two culprits that kind of instigated it, continue to attack and say the things that they said, are ever going to be on the front line out there on the streets. They're going to be at home or in the studio with their protection all around them in a Southern California studio house. Straight up truth. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't already, gang warfare, body warfare in Northern California amongst the Northerners and the upstate Southsiders. It's been going down for years, but there's certain moments that trigger certain reactions. And right now, like I said, I believe that some of the stuff that's been going on YouTube, as far as the rap beefs, have instigated more violence in Northern California amongst these groups. And that the more of these beefs potentially go, the more risk of more violence. The end to all hostilities, you were starting to feel a little bit of the effects out there in the streets. Yeah, it was still some get-out wars and, North and South not liking each other to a certain extent, but there was also starting to be a little bit more respect out there in the streets, I was told. Then all of a sudden, all the bullshit, people taking shots at each other in the rap shit, and people saying fuck North Day and speaking on the North that were Southerners, it kind of severed a little bit any type of relationship anybody could potentially have. And the violence and all that started to increase. I mean, just look at the situation recently in King City. 6 bodies right there. Whether they were active gang members or not that got attacked, the alleged gang members that were doing this deed really felt that these were the op. So it's not really will these rap beefs cause violence on the street. They've already have. As certain men talk disrespectfully and recklessly, it's not going to be them that's going to have to answer for their actions or be held accountable. It's going to be those from upstate that have been doing that for years. And one other thing that you're starting to see is you're starting to see the promotion of unity amongst the Norteños. It's no more about fucking federal, state, or anything like that, man. They're out there putting it down together, representing the North to the fullest. So the North will utilize all the attacks that some of these Southern rappers have been doing to basically unite the people in a unity sense, to push an agenda for the North Day. And that's what you're witnessing, man. They've been coming hard on a lot of different tracks, straight giving the South everything they got as far as what they represent. And that's also occurring now on the streets, where, there could be times for peace out there in the streets. And what I mean by that is there's never ever been a peace treaty on the streets. But there's been times where it's been less active. People aren't worried about knocking down ops. People are worried about getting money or the economy's good or whatever it may be, right? But now the attention has been back to all that. They're all on that fucking op. They're killing threes, representing fours. That's been said in a lot of their different videos. The northern rappers weren't really even coming at the South, disrespecting or anything before these other rappers came onto the scene as far as in their interviews. Now they've heard the interviews, they've heard all the shit talking, and now they're going to represent. And that agenda being pushed is also going to be pushed out there to the streets. It's just going to happen naturally. And you're already witnessing it by a lot of incidents that have happened all throughout Northern California, and the level of violence amongst gang members has increased. And to be honest, right, say this was a state of like Cold War, right, where the warfare tactics are a little bit different. There's no like violence upon each other, right? Especially in prison. This would be a very, very good tactic out there on the streets, because basically what you're doing is you're running interference by creating more conflict and more tension on the streets up north. So therefore, there's more guerra, and there'll be less, less attention based upon normal activities that help these organizations run. Lefty and Bozo, there's really no reason for them to go up north, and therefore everything that they say and talk about is very unlikely that they're going to go down, or up north, excuse me, and go handle business. So who's left to deal with it? The upstaters. It's kind of like all that stuff that was going on in Chicago with Chicago drill rap, where they were just knocking each other down, doing rap songs and knocking each other down. Except for, I think, in this type of scenario, the ones that are going to be going at it frontline are not going to be those that are rapping or stirring the beef. It's going to be those in those neighborhoods, right, that are at war with each other close by, that are going to basically be war zones again, you know what I mean? Now, I hope it doesn't get that bad, and maybe it doesn't. But the potential is there. Like I said, look at all the views and all the comments and all the shit talking that's been going on since the Lazy Boy Little Weirdo dropped their fucking diss tracks. But as we know, in today's society, people love drama. They love the shit talking. They love the gangbang. They love all that. People who's acting more going, and who's talking shit about who, and who's putting down who, and who knocked down who, or who has more fucking kills. And in the process, a lot of these dudes are slipping up, and they're so competitive with their egos, right, that they're talking about certain shit from time to time that they shouldn't even be talking about. Now, I think everyone will agree with me on this. I think we're waiting in anticipation to see who is going to be the next person to diss another rapper, and what sides is it going to come from, and who's it going to be. Now, I think all of us, right, are waiting in anticipation to see what side decides to diss next, what rapper is going to be, and who are they going to go after. A lot of people are assuming bands. No one's really gone at it with bands yet and took any shots at him, so I'm not sure that bands is just going to attack a rapper just to attack him. Okay? Now, I think more along the lines is going to come probably again from probably Rico Too Smooth. He did probably the best one as far as dissing any rappers yet, which was the one set the record straight, where he went in on Chito Ranas and used his brother and his brother being killed, Jalisco, as an example in that rap, right? Hey man, she got a little too personal, and I don't really agree with it. Like I said, I think some things get a little too personal and are a little bit too serious. But it is what it is. He's gonna do what he wants to do, and whatever consequences come of it, he ready to deal with it. Anyways, man, it's a quick little reaction, man, because I've been seeing other people talk about, man, is it gonna heat up, and is there gonna be war on the streets, and is there gonna be beef? The potential's always there, but I think all it really has done is added a little spark out there in the streets. And yeah, there's probably been a rise in violence, but that happens all the time. With that said, your boy Flacco, Comics Reaction. I'm gone.